Okay, another short video on the barbed and tanged arrowhead. I was looking at barbed and tanged arrowheads late last night, and this will pass for a European or UK barbed and tanged arrowhead, but I think I can do a little bit better job of making it more convincing. Right now it looks a little bit too much like a Shumla point from the Americas, because that's what I'm used to napping. There's a little bit of an alteration I can do, very minimal, to make it look more convincing. So I'm going to do that quickly. Hopefully it takes less than 5 minutes. Probably takes longer to find my tool that I'm looking for than to nap it. All right. So what is the issue? The issue is on a lot of these barbed and tanged points, the stem is contracting, especially with this style, right? And it's not straight. Although there were barbed and tanged arrowheads with straight stems, this particular type of this particular blade shape, the points that I saw were mainly points with contracting stems. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm also going to increase the symmetry slightly by expanding this notch. The notches on barbed and tanged arrowheads from the UK are not usually narrow. Some of them are actually quite wide. I'm not going to widen this notch that much. I'm just going to widen it enough so that there'll be some symmetry. Okay, and I'm just going to scratch along the sides here just barely enough to create a contracting stem. Everything else is okay, although I could straighten out the edges. I could straighten out this edge a little bit more. It would be a little bit more convincing. I could also chip away at this barb and that barb and make it more angled that way. You know, angled like this instead of being rounded. A lot of them were angled this way and that way. Sometimes even the stem at the bottom was pointed to match that angle. If you draw a line straight across the bottom of the barb, it would intersect with the stem and they would trim that as well. So the base edge would be more like a V, a very wide V, instead of this very wide U shape. Okay, so that's it. Just a slight modification to the barbed and tanged to make it a little more convincing and less like a point from the Southwest here in the US. I'm not going to do any modifications of the blade. I could do a little bit of a ratio here just so we can see how well I did as far as that goes. 28 millimeter by 6, so that's almost 5-to-1. That's plenty enough for the average point. All right, so as long as we can see what's going on, shadows and the dark background does not help with this darker material, but that's it. That's all I'm going to do. Just make the stem a little more contracted and make these notches a little more symmetrical. All right, so there you go. Short video.